I am a man.
I am a man.
I am a man.
I'm a man.
I am a man.
Yes, yes, Kaya. Okay, sir, give us the rings. Face, face. Yes, yes.
Hi, my name is Khayalethu Khumalo. I'm 22 years old. Damn, I'm 22 years old. I study theatre and performance third year. Um, wow, I think a man, according to me, is someone who is an anchor or a foundation, rather not an anchor. Let's just say someone who can be a foundational figure, but in simplicity, a man is someone who is a masculine figure to, well, for me, is someone who is a masculine figure. Okay, I think childhood wise, going back to childhood, I wasn't like really raised by a man. I wasn't really around men a lot in my childhood. And when I was, it was always like not the best experience. So I think I would say from what I've like gathered throughout my years of like existing, is I'm just trying to unlearn that perfect perception, fear of perception, and fear of being perceived as weak. I think for me, I'm a person that likes to be seen or perceived as perfect. I love a perfect perception. I love it so much, but it can also not be like great, the greatest thing. So I think for that, it's just unlearning, just not being vulnerable with people. So just being vulnerable, vulnerability is something I'm like building on. Wow. Do I even exercise my manhood? That is the question. Like, I really like. I do think for me, I'm much more tapped in with my feminine side for sure. And I think a part of that is because I didn't have a male figure growing up around me and all to show me like, okay, this is how you behave as a man. But I would say how I exercise my manhood is my friends. I'm in a friend group of girls, 6 girls, and I'm the only guy, so there's 7 of us. And I'm like the older brother there. It feels like I'm the older brother there, so I just protect them, and they come to me when they need like advice that they would essentially get from a male figure. And yeah, I think that's how I exercise my manhood, and I think also being a great older brother to my siblings as well. So yeah. Okay. For mental health, my friends always say that I tend to bottle up a lot of stuff when I'm like going through something. And I think that's because also growing up, like emotions weren't a real thing. Like emotions were not a real thing. So if you like feel sad or like feel hurt or anything, or if you are going through something, you're not allowed to show that because it's like you're a child. Like what are you going through? You have everything you can possibly want, but what are you going through? Type thing. So I've learned to sort of like shut down whatever I'm going through or avoid it maybe. Avoid my mental health, and that can cause like anxiety. I have an anxious attachment style now because of that, but I think how I'm learning to grow that is I speak a lot. I'm very open. So if there's something going on, even if it's like small, I prefer to speak to someone about it, because if I don't speak about it, I'll bottle it up. I'll keep myself preoccupied also. So, because I'm essentially a very busy person, so I'll just be like, okay, I'm too busy. But then once I'm not doing anything, then it all hits me like a wave. So I think speaking about it makes me feel a lot better, and that's how I'm sort of like dealing with it. Oh, theater. So theater is a dark career. That's how we explain it in class. It's a dark career because you're basically learning, you're living other people's lives. So, like right now, my exam, I'm currently playing a man who is jealous rather, and is a coward. He's jealous of his older brother, and his older brother was a political leader, but then his brother went to fight, for the movement and all, and left everyone at home, and he had to take the role of keeping the house like stable. You know that role of a man needs to keep the house foundation and stuff. So he had to do that, and everyone forgot about him, and everyone didn't give him like credit for that. So he is hurting like right now.
Is that Nothing But the Truth by John Candy?
Yes, it is. It is Nothing But the Truth by John Candy. And I'm playing Sipo, right? So he's like really hurt by that. When you see me, you just see the shadow. You tell his brother, aren't you? You'd ask. Yeah. Always his brother, and never myself. And now, his ashes. So, we got to analyze his character, and I realized how much being a man and that responsibility that he had to carry as a man, and he wasn't given that recognition, and he wasn't given that recognition, honestly, that he actually did that, how it took a toll on his mental health. And I think with acting, I've learned how to move around certain emotions and move around certain personalities. So what I mean by that is that I'm able to understand and sympathize with an angry person while still being neutral and all. So when someone comes to me and they're dealing with something, I try not to judge them per se. Like if they say they did something that would be seen as wrong in society, the first thing you do in acting is you sympathize with your character. You're not allowed to judge your character. So I first sympathize. If it's with myself, I sympathize with myself, and then I see, okay, how can we turn the situation around to sort of benefit me and just come with a better outcome with it. So with mental health, I think it's a thing of I can overanalyze my emotions, and if I have to take accountability and hold myself accountable, I will do that harshly, yes, which is something I'm still unlearning, harshly so, but it helps, I guess. Okay, so I'm really not affected mentally by the society. For me personally, I think the society affects people as a whole, So as I'm a black person, society has an effect on me because I'm black, it's a community thing. I'm a queer person, so society has a negative effect on us like that. And so it's a thing of, it doesn't have a toll on me per se. So I would say though, one thing I would say is, we live in such, I don't want to say dark times, but we live in such a really difficult time where, the world is just moving so fast and so quick. Everything is just so fast paced. Society is like moving fast paced, and if you behind, you will fall behind. So it feels like sometimes I'm just running. I'm just running. I'm chasing. I'm catching up with society, and also I do think as a world, actually, as the entire world, if God was to like just stop for a moment and let us breathe and all, I think that would make a big difference, like in the world. We just all just stop and then we come back again. Because even in Johannesburg, guys, in Joburg, we live a fast-paced life. Even in school, like everything is so fast-paced. Like I'm waking up here, I'm doing this, and I'm this, it's this. So if society was to be able to give us grace or give each other grace and exercise that and empathy as well, I think we would be in a better place. Yeah. Great. So how I take care of my mental health, I think, is I pour into myself. So I do things that fill up my cup. So I sing. You caught me singing.
Yep. Sing sopranos. With nice conviction. What do you sing? Very nice.
I'm in the Woods Choir actually. So I sing. So that also like really helps me a lot. I literally sing every day. Like I think I sing each and every single day, and that just helps me. But even though helping others, there's nothing that makes me feel fulfilled than helping another person, knowing that I could say no, but just seeing how that makes them feel is just another type of feeling. And I think that's why I chose to be the gender equity officer for the School of Arts Student Council. It's because I get to help people. Like the other officers, they deal with school matters and HODs and head of schools and all, but I actually deal with people, like one-on-one real interactions. And that feeling itself it just makes me feel happy. And if I was having a bad mental health day, but I was able to hear someone out and help someone out, that just makes me feel so much better, because it's like, okay, Kaya, you making a change in the world, making a difference. Yeah. Alright. My name is Khayalethu.